Welcome to my channel, Living Your Best Life, and I am Cindy Smaha. I am so excited. We are in the beauty series, and before we get into the topic, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right next to it so you'll be notified of all my future uploads. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So our topic today is contour and bronzing, how to contour for your face shape. Last week we talked about what is your face shape, and I put the little link in for the calculator, which is really nice. And I found out that I have an oblong oval shape type of face. So I know I've got a long face, and so I need to sculpt it so that I can find other features. So what is the difference between bronzing and contour? I'm so glad you asked that question. Bronzing is where you want to warm up the skin. So let's say you're very pale, or it's summertime right now and you want to get that sun-kissed glow. Bronzer is typically has a warmer tone to it and also has some shimmer to it. So that's bronzer. And I'll show you how to apply bronzer after the contour. And that's just how I do it. I will also have a link down below to Nina Ubhi's channel. She is fantastic. I have learned so much from her, and how to contour, how to use bronzer, all of that. And she's very, what do I want to say? She's very flexible. I mean, she doesn't say, do it exactly like this or do it like that, which you'd think a makeup artist would be. She's more like, do it your own way and figure out what's good for you. I mean, she uses bronzer for eyeshadow, which I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. So she utilizes the products in a way that, you know, they're not listed, they're off label, but in a way that is really neat and artistic. So let's get talking about contour. So contour is where you want to sculpt your face. Contour is typically a tone that is cool or neutral. So it's not warm. So typically, a contour can come, just like bronzer can come in the form of powder, liquid, or cream. Today I'm going to be using powder. Powder is, what I want to say, a little easier for us who's beginners, and it's a little quicker. What I will do in the next few videos, I'm going to show you, next week will be on foundation, and I'll show you how to use cream bronzer. So we're going to do cream bronzer, cream blush, all of that. So it'll be lots of fun. So today I've set my face with powder, so I'm all ready to go. I've got my under eye cream on, my concealer, my eyeshadow, my brows are done. So all I need to do is the foundation, the blush, and the highlighter. And then I always set my face with a spray. And this is absolutely fantastic. I love this spray. It's by Tarte. It's Maracuja Miracle Mist. And what I like about it, that it doesn't cause my face to be cakey, and it doesn't make the powder foundation settle into my lines. It just makes it really easy and stay on. So I like that a lot. So today I'm going to be using you can tell I like this palette because it's dirty, the Ofra On the Glow palette. I got this out of my BoxyCharm, and I will link the BoxyCharm link down below. And this is my favorite palette at the moment. One, because it is very versatile, and I'll show you the ones that I'll be using today. As you can see, it's got lots of options here. And so the contour I'm going to use is this little square right here. And the bronzer I'm going to use is this one here. You can tell this is warmer and that this is more of a cool tone, and it has neutral, darker base to it. And I'll also be using this highlighter, which is their popular highlighter, Rodeo Drive, and I love that one. So to let you know which ones they are, so I'm going to use the Americano bronzer and then the California Dream Triangle. So here we go. So what I use is an angle brush like this one when I do contour. Notice it's easy to hold, it's angled, and so you can really get in there. Now, one thing I want to point out before we put that on is, where do you put it? Okay, so again, this depends on your face shape. And so I'll be having a link down below to a little, a great article, and it has a nice picture that I'll actually have on my thumbnail of different face shapes and where to put the contour at. Now, this is something that Nina taught me, is that to make your face lifted, and what I'll do is I'll do one side so you can see the difference. And so what she suggests is to make your face lifted is to put it on this, feel that bone, your jawbone. Okay, put your, I put the oops, here we go. Put the brush from the top of the ear to the bottom. Okay, so you feel that right there. That is where you want to put the contour. Okay, now you don't want it to go any farther than the center of your eye. So it would go about there. Okay, so if it goes farther, it tends not to lift here. But again, you know what? If you want your bronzer in a different, or your contour in a different way, knock yourself out. I'm just giving you what has worked for me and my face shape, and also what I've been directed by Nina, which she's just fantastic. I love her. So, and so I'll show you also where else I'm going to sculpt. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit. Now, suggestion is, and I would suggest that some of these products are very pigmented, so only put just a little bit on your brush, just tap it in. All right, so now we're going to go in and I'm going to make that little spot. See how I'm making it go from one side to the other? Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit more on. It's easier to build it up than to take it off, trust me. Okay, now because you see the motions here, I'm tapping it in. See, I'm tapping it. Because I have foundation on and because I have my powder on, you don't want to disturb that foundation. So you just want to tap it into the skin. So see how I'm building it up there? Okay, now can you see it's a little bit different? Let's keep going. Do you see like I need a little bit more? Okay, see I'm building it up. I'm going to keep building. See there? Okay, that looks nice. Let me look in my other mirror here. Ooh, that does look nice. Okay. Alrighty, that looks really nice. Okay, so can you see a little bit there? You can see more as I turn. All right, this looks a little wah-wah. That looks a little bit more. Okay, so now let's keep going. Now, where else I wanted to contour my face is because I have a high forehead here. Okay, I have a high one. I want to contour right in this area here, and I'll also be bronzing in that area. I want to keep it high, go into the hairline. Okay, see how that's giving just a little bit on there? Can you see that, how it's going in like this? Okay, now I don't put it here because what I want to do is want my eyes to lift up. My eyes turn down a little bit. So if I put dark here, it's going to turn it down. So what I want to do is, as you can see, blending this out, so you can see it. Make sure that's all nice. The other thing I'm going to do is sculpt my cheekbones out. Okay, so again, I've got an oval face, so I want these cheekbones to go out. So right under that jawline, I'm going to sculpt it right under there. I'm going to put it under. And that's my dog. I love her so much. She's going on a WALK with Daddy. She's a beagle. I love her. She's 12 years old. She doesn't look 12 years old. She sounds more like a puppy. Sorry, but I love her. So they'll be going soon. All right, so we're just going to keep going. So as you can see, right under here, I'm putting the contour. Okay, so now you can see one side and you can see the other. All righty. Put it higher. Okay, so now you can see that, and there. Over here, it still looks sort of, so make sure that's blended out a little bit more there. Okay, so now you can see that. Now let's do another spot that I do my contouring, which is my nose. I have a lovely hump right here. You might be able to see it. I hate that hump, but cosmetic surgery isn't in the works right now. Maybe future, you never know. Okay, so where you want to contour is right on the sides of the bone. And again, I learned this from Nina. So you want to just put it right on that side. Okay, so you can see that. Let's put a little more. Okay, so you can see that coming down. I'm going to put that in there a little more, sort of blend it out, as you can see. Okay, let's do on the top a little bit more. I want to bring it on the top. Make that nose a little skinnier. And then down at the bottom. See how I'm just sort of flicking that right there? It's going to make the nose less bulbous. I've got a pretty good nose. I'm pretty happy with my nose. I keep wanting to do the other side. Okay, so, and then you want to sort of run it across. There we go. Now when I do highlighter, I'm going to run it down the center of my nose, which will really bring it out a little bit more. So let's blend this out. So it's down a little bit more. As you can see, it's on there. That looks good. Okay, so I've done all I want to do as far as my contour goes. Now, bronzer. Okay, so now bronzer will bring it all together. Okay, now you saw that I had a more tighter bristle brush that is at an angle, because I wanted to make sure that it is more precise and precision. Now when you do bronzer, it's a little different. And again, I just want to put a little warmth in. I don't want to like put it all over my face. Okay, so I've got a nice fluffy brush here. It's really soft and fluffy, and it's easy to put on. Now, I know that this bronzer is very pigmented, so I just want to put a little bit on. So let's put a little bit on there. Alrighty, now watch this. Put it in the same spots, but a little bit more. Okay, so that's warming that contour up, blending it out a little bit more so it's not so harsh. See that? And we're going to do the same under here. All it does is it just helps blend it a little bit more, put some warmth under there, but then gives it more depth. And that's the point of having your face with contour. And I'm putting a little bit up here, not a lot, just blending it out a little bit more, as you can see. Now you can see a little bit more how that's coming together. My bronzer and my blush, or excuse me, my bronzer and my contour. So you can see that it's coming out a little bit more. It's giving my face more depth and dimension. Okay, so I've done all my contouring and bronzing on the one side. What I'll do is I'll go off camera, do the other side, my blush, my highlighter, my lipstick, and I'll come back with the finished product. So hold on. Okay, here is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as you can see, it's all sculpted out. I got my blush on, I got my lipstick on, I got my highlighter on, as you can see down below on my chin, above my nose. I put a little bit up here. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So if you are happy with this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. List any questions or comments, ideas for future videos. I would love that. Next week, we're going to talk about foundation, how to choose a foundation, what kind of foundations are out there. I'll tell you my current OGs for foundations. And I'll see you next week at 4 o'clock on Monday. So have a great week. Bye-bye.